Hey, this is Tam Moonstar. This is Vegan Nights, and tonight's topic is let go. Now, I know I've talked about this before, um, but it just keeps coming up, and it's just what it is. It keeps coming up for myself. It keeps coming up with others, other people that I am in contact with, and it the struggle with that is just sometimes let's say this, sometimes the struggle be the concept, let alone the action. Just the fact of you letting go is just, it's kind of scary, it's frightening. And then once you get past that part, it's just like, all right, what do I do, how do I do it? um just know that you letting go is always going to be something that's not for your best interest, is not for your highest purpose. So you have to be in a mind frame of what's best for you. What's best for you? What is, like, the respect for yourself, the let's see, the self-worth, the parts of the self-esteem. Those things tend to not be a play a part, but they play a part where you don't utilize it like you should usually. And it usually is as well trauma bonds and codependency. These things are what stops us from letting go. We can already know that it is just some bullshit. Somebody's talking shit to you, treating you a certain way, and you just still keep coming. You still keep coming and dealing with that person, and or just not, they're not being respectful to you, and whatever, to in your relationship, or just you as a person, and you still are set in that space. So I'm saying all that to say that even though it's a comfortable thing, and even though it we have already have awareness of it, try to know that it is best. Because I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this. I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this. So maybe I should just say it how it feels for me, which is, I know that it was stopping me holding on to what it wasn't right for me. It wasn't needed for me, and I knew that I had to let it go, let that bird fly. And that's just all the way around. It is basically times it's whatever it is that you thinking. It is what I had to had to genuinely um, take out of my mental space. And I had to get it in my own mind that I'm worthy without these things or that person. And how I got to that point, I had to show myself favor. And I had to tell myself that I am just, and it could be, and it's the simplest thing. I had to say that I'm a good person. I'm decent. Just telling myself that I'm okay. It'll work. It'll be okay. Just anything to help give myself a push, little bit by little bit, to have that um stop saying to have that I was about to say force field, but have that cloth, have that front, that thing I needed, to know, have it for me. I can't think of how I wanted to say that part, but affirming that for myself. And and then also you get signs that it's time to let it go. It's time to move on. And when you do get these signs, just listen. Try your best to listen, and don't be in a fear space, because usually when you get those signs, it's the help from your team, it's help from what you believe in, the universe, the Lord, all of that, and the creator, and you won't get steered wrong, and you will receive help with that. And I know that for a fact for myself. Once I set my mind to it, and I'm not going to allow these things to affect me with being the type of person that I'm supposed to be, it was things that start happening a little bit, and it became easy. It's a true fact that it's all a mindset, and once things get moved out of the way for you. So don't hold back. Know that it's for your greatest good, and it's always you have to create the space. That is a key part. If you holding on to the foolishness and holding on to a certain type of people or certain type of things, that is taken away from space from good things. You have to put that in your mind, and in this that cipher. So affirm, take a little bit at a time, saying those things to yourself. Consciously put yourself in positions, and don't feel sorry and don't feel guilty about it. Don't. So, and that's could be, for instance, say you're dealing with a person and you have a conversation with them. They could be your homegirl, your homeboy, whatever the case, and they always seem to have something slick to say, and they always say something negative about you. Don't feel guilty, and don't feel it may feel uncomfortable, but just get past that part and just know who you are with that. You're like, who they're not supposed to be talking to me like that. And you don't have to say anything to them. You can just, I don't want to use the word ignore, but you can ignore. You don't have to answer that phone call. Let's say that. Let's be real. You don't have to answer that phone call. You don't have to go out with them. You do not have to do anything that you do not want to do, especially when they're not there for your best interest. You got to surround yourself with goodness and great people. That's another story for another time. But affirm, work on it a little bit at a time. It's a little bit at a time, and show yourself, I said this before, but show yourself grace, and try your best to surround yourself with good things. So if there's things that you like to do, do that for yourself. If it's the people that like to do those things with you, do that with those people. For me, it's music and it's writing, and that puts my kids, the dog, that puts me in a higher space, so I don't worry about or think about what this other stuff, and I'm just talking about what is not for you. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. I hope it helps somebody. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. I'm probably going to circle back around with this conversation and be a little bit more clearer be a little bit more clearer. I just wanted to give y'all something. So I appreciate y'all for taking the time out. And as always, love is the highest vibration. And until next time, peace.